let's take an example straight away, right? Before we look at the formula, right? So say there is a company A, and company A has a total asset, right, of 15 crore. And when I say total asset, it is basically he has 1 crore of outstanding from the customer. He has 1 crore of inventory in his warehouse. He has 4 crore cash in the bank, right? And the total equipments that he has in the system or in the factory is worth of 9 crore at this point in time, right? So the total asset is 15 crore. How he is funding this asset? So he has taken 10 crore of business loan, right? He owes 2 crore back to his vendors, and he has brought 3 crore from his own pocket, right? So that is how it gets balanced, right? So you have 15 crore of asset and 15 crore of your funds. Now, if you see how he is bringing this fund, so he is putting just 3 crore out of 15 crore, right, of his own, whereas almost 12 crore is getting from someone else, which means he is over leveraged. He doesn't have enough skin in the game, and even if he defaults, he has only 3 crore to lose, whereas the others have 12 crore to lose. So this particular company is considered as over leveraged, and when they go to the bank, his application will get rejected. Whereas the same example, second company B, this company has 10 crore worth of asset, but the funding of this asset is basically slightly different. Out of 10 crore, the owner or the shareholder, he himself is putting 6 crore, whereas he's taking 4 crore from the outside, and he is under leveraged, right? So of the total liabilities, he is basically only 0.67%, right? Or 0.67 is others' money, right? So he is putting 1 rupee, other is putting 67 paisa, right? Whereas in the earlier example, owner is putting 1 rupee, whereas others are putting 4 rupees in the business. So when this kind of entrepreneur reaches to the bank, and he tend to get his bank loan approval accepted, right? Typically. Now, so what is the formula? So your total liabilities, this 12 crore is total liabilities, 10 plus 2, divided by your total shareholders equity, which is the total equity that you are putting in, which is the 3 crore. So this gives you a debt to equity ratio for a given entity. Now, debt to equity, how do you compare? So there are different industry, and by different industry, you have to compare your debt to equity. So go from which industry you belong to. You may belong to an industry which has standard average debt to equity of 3. In that case, if you are operating at 1.5, you are, I think, doing good, right? But if you are in an industry which operates at an average of 1.46, and in that case, if you are operating at 1.5, it indicates that you are on the borderline and you need to work on your debt to equity. But typically, a rule of thumb which everybody looks at is basically it should not increase beyond 2, because it is considered as high risk proposition from the investor point of view. But what if your debt to equity ratio is too low, right? Your debt to equity, you are not borrowing a single penny from others and you are putting everything in from your pocket. That is also considered as negative, because in that case, investors believe that, okay, because this person is not doing justice to my money, right? And he is not growing his business. He is not realizing the true potential of his business. And that is, so you need to see that whenever required, you need to borrow money in order to fuel the growth in your business, right? So this is the last KPI. How do you improve debt to equity? You obviously, for every problem, there is one solution, which is increase your revenue, right? So increase your revenue, your debt to equity will improve. Manage your working capital, your debt to equity will improve, and restructure your debt. Again, this will improve your debt to equity.